Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Bart Wojcienki, principal of Haslett High School. Please stand and welcome the class of 2012. Good afternoon. I'm Matt Sauer.
And I'm Monica Walker, and we are the co-presidents of the class of 2012.
If you would kindly direct your attention to the American flag on our right or your left, please join us in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Haslett Public Schools, I'd like to welcome all of today's graduates and their family and friends who are here to help celebrate the commencement ceremony of the class of 2012. It is an honor and a privilege for all of us to be here today. Thank you, Michigan State University, for the use of the Breslin Center that has served our community for the past 16 years. All of us that are connected with the Haslett schools are proud of each and every one of you. You have represented our schools and community with distinction. Commencement Day is a very special time. It is a culmination of the Haslett schools' effort in concert with our parents and guardians to provide a quality education for our students. Today, we acknowledge that these efforts were successful and the results are well-educated, capable individuals who are prepared for the challenges the future may have in store for them. Haslett graduating seniors can take comfort in knowing they have completed a rigorous curriculum and are ready to compete against the best and the brightest in the country. Members of the class of 2012 have all been required to complete a college prep curriculum to earn a diploma. All of you are positioned to access opportunities that a solid education affords you. It is worth repeating that you have been a source of great pride for the Haslett schools in this community. As the superintendent of schools, I know these graduates will continue to make the Haslett Public Schools proud. As another year comes to a close, I wish to acknowledge and thank the Board of Education, the teaching staff, support personnel, and administrators for all of their hard work and dedication. Could I have all of our school personnel and Board of Education members stand and be recognized at this time? This ceremony also marks the conclusion of 8 staff members and their careers in public education. They are Sam Bird, Karen McCardle, Pam Rockstead, Vicki Sanchez, Jill Sandercock, Teresa Uslan, Marlon Whitmire, and Deb Woodworth. Please join me in a round of applause for these dedicated teachers and support staff. At the end of this month, we will have one of our biggest supporters retiring from the Board of Education. Bev Levy has devoted 20 years of service to the Haslett Public Schools. She has been instrumental in shaping the present and future of our school district. Please join me in recognizing her valuable contributions. Finally, I wish to acknowledge the parents, guardians, and grandparents of the class of 2012. We in this vocation appreciate your support in a partnership with the school to provide the best experiences possible for our students. Please stand so that we may recognize and acknowledge your good work. On behalf of myself, the Board of Education, and the faculty and staff, I wish each and every one of you the happiness of a productive life, the respect of your fellow human beings, and the love of your family. May the future be yours. The best of luck and congratulations to the class of 2012.
At this time, I'd like to present the Haslett High School Choir under the direction of Mr. Eric Wangaman. Speaking on behalf of the class of 2012 are Miss Tara Mahan and Mr. Matthew Sauer.
Good afternoon, Haslett High School, family, friends, esteemed colleagues, grandparents, great-grandparents, brothers, sisters, pets, third cousins, estranged uncles. And if you fit into none of those categories, I don't know why you're here. But welcome anyway. Today is Sunday, June 3rd, 2012, and these are not the morning announcements. That is going to be one tough routine to break. If I ever have to tell someone what day it is ever again, I fear that I will automatically divulge to them all about sports physicals and periodic peer-to-peer pizza parties, which is incredibly fun to say, but not necessarily relevant. But if I did have just one announcement for you today, it would be that today is graduation. You didn't see that one coming, did you? No, but it is. It is, right? That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing here today. High school has led to this moment right here. We learned as freshmen what to do, what not to do, and how things could be done differently. Throughout our high school career, we have remained dedicated to always putting forth our best efforts in everything, to being leaders in all that we do, to looking out for those peers younger than us, and always, always texting, tweeting, and frivolously downing cups of caffeine while doing said things. However, life was not always this sweet bliss that we have come to know and cherish. In fact, Tara and I would like to invite you to remember a simpler, more intelligible era when we were still humble, gracious, and less than 3 feet tall.
That's right, we're going all the way back to kindergarten. Back when your biggest cause of stress was what you were going to bring for snack time, making sure to spell cat with a C and not a K.
I struggled with that one.
Yeah.
You know, for me, kindergarten was actually mentally, physically, and emotionally scarring. All I remember, before I blacked out from severe weeping, was that I one day accidentally knocked over the ant farm, single-handedly killing every living being within it. It was devastating.
Clearly, kindergarten was a really tough time for you.
It was.
I personally had a fabulous time in kindergarten in Miss Schumacher's AM class. But my favorite part, was definitely participating on the Hyra soccer team. And despite the fact that I spent most of the games picking dandelions and practicing my cartwheels, I was first introduced to the aspect of a team, which is something I carried with me all throughout high school.
Now, Hyra, that's a memory for me. Little known to anyone, I was quite the child prodigy when it came to athletics. No, wait, that wasn't me. You know, I played t-ball for an entire season and had a batting average of -703, and that's keeping in mind the ball doesn't move, ever. I also participated in a week-long basketball camp where I was told I shot like a girl, promptly persuading me out of athletics for the better part of forever.
But I have to admit, my biggest triumph in kindergarten, besides athletics, was my wardrobe, definitely. 90% of the time was spent in some form of an overall, and the other 10% of the time was spent in Halloween costumes of years past that my mom, for some reason or another, let me leave the house in. Don't know why.
Well, overall, I've got 3 syllables for you. Knee-high socks. Until 5th grade. Although I did have one shining moment in kindergarten, and that was when I brought in my alarm clock for show and tell. It would be only years later that I would realize that alarm clocks are not nearly as rare or exciting as I once perceived them to be.
Well, I feel like we have kindergarten pretty well covered, so we can move on to 1st grade.
You know, I don't remember a whole lot about 1st grade except for that we had a really long unit on whales. Like, the unit was as long as like a blue whale, which, if you remember from that, was the largest whale. I love whales.
I actually speak fluent whale.
Oh, what?
I learned from the very educational motion picture, Finding Nemo.
Yeah, I wish I could speak whale. Moving on, we have Murphy.
And there might have been another school, but we don't have time, so...
No, we really don't.
I guess we're moving on. Sorry, I'm not sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're moving.
Yeah, I'm sure Raleigh was just fine, but Elementary school, as I remember it, was a magical place, filled with student council-endorsed popcorn days, Monday morning meetings, and beautiful, graceful, elegant aquatic fowl that once a year found solace
Ducks.
in
They were called ducks, just ducks. That's
Well, they were
all.
there. They were ducks.
Yeah.
They were really cool. Well, what about elementary school do you remember most fondly?
I have to say my favorite part of elementary was when my 4th grade reading circle wrote and performed the critically acclaimed and internationally renowned Helen Keller opera, a masterpiece in 5 movements on all that was and is Helen Keller.
Wow.
And besides dressing up as Anne Sullivan in said opera, I also dressed up as many other things on quite possibly the best day in the calendar year for anyone under the age of 10, Halloween.
I would fondly recall my experiences with Halloween. What were you? Let's recap what we were in elementary school.
2nd grade, I was a spider queen.
And I was the crocodile hunter.
Okay. 3rd, I was a hippie.
And I was the crocodile hunter.
Okay, not so original. All right. 4th, I was a Spartan cheerleader.
I was a ninja. No, wait, I was the crocodile hunter.
And in 5th grade, to end things with a dramatic twist, I regrettably dressed as a man with a mullet, nonetheless.
That's embarrassing.
It was
No, for
unfortunate.
5th grade, I was Steve Irwin, who was also more commonly known as the crocodile hunter.
I think you were a little bit obsessed.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. But even from early on, from Halloween costumes and other things, it was very evident that boys and girls are quite different.
Unless they dress like one another.
That was rude.
That was not rude. That was fine. Well, even amidst those differences, both genders, I think, can probably agree on one thing as we look back on our years together, and that is that middle school was terrible. At least terribly awkward. That's all I meant by that.
But that's not
Terribly.
to say that the teachers were not absolutely wonderful.
'Cause they were. They were.
Definitely were. But let's sum up middle school, the more superficial aspects,
Okay.
with a few key phrases.
Dirt stashes,
And to top off that with braces,
baby fat,
gaucho pants,
a great diversity of gelled hairstyles.
and slicked back ponytails parted right down the center.
Although clearly we found each other attractive, judging by our propensity to date a new person every 3 hours or thereabout.
Averaging. Middle school was a time when we abandoned our marriages of elementary school playgrounds and traded them in for something far worse, just worse. Having your friends dictate your romantic life and hearing that your relationship was over secondhand.
Yeah, that stung. Although what made middle school bearable for me, at least, was we had the lug nuts game, we had Cedar Point, and I gleefully enjoyed Mr. Seck plotting the downfall of innocent 6th graders who surpassed the hallway speed limit on the way to lunch. In fact, I learned that there is nothing more satisfying than hearing the dull thud of an unsuspecting student running right into a door.
Now that we have the ups and downs of middle school covered, we can move on to the most recent and final chapter of our time here at Haslett Public Schools, high school.
You know, I think the biggest thing that we can say about high school is that it literally flew by. It seems like it was just Thursday that we were gallivanting through the halls on our senior run, tears in our eyes, dreams in our hearts, looking forward to a bigger and brighter future, saying our last goodbyes.
Matt, that was last Thursday.
Well, it didn't go by fast at all, did it? Okay.
I mean, not exactly. We had 4 homecomings, 2 proms, hundreds, if not thousands, of tests, meets, games, concerts, competitions, to all end here at graduation. And looking back on my 13 years, I can't help but feel blessed. We have all been fortunate to have wonderful teachers and staff willing to work overtime to help anyone in need of help, not only in school-related things, but anything in life. In addition to unparalleled faculty, our class in general is one that will not soon be forgotten. We leave behind a legacy not only in academic excellence, but in sports, choir, band, PALS, art, Link, Quiz Bowl, Science Olympiad, Vision 22, and countless others. And although it's wonderful to reminisce, graduation is also looking to the future. I know that this graduating class will accomplish great things as we move forward thanks to the unwavering support from our teachers, staff, school board, family, friends, and community as a whole. You ensured our success, and we are forever grateful. As we celebrate today and take the first steps towards our shining futures, We would both like to wish all of our classmates the best of luck and every happiness. Congratulations, class of 2012. We did it. Good job. I'll go this way.
Mr. Duda and members of the Board of Education, the young men and women in front of you have met all of the requirements to participate in this graduation ceremony.
On behalf of the Board of Education, I accept your recommendation and congratulate the class of 2012. By the authority of the state of Michigan, vested in the Board of Education, and by them delegated to me as president, I hereby confer upon you the diploma of Haslett High School.
Will the graduates please come to the platform to receive their diploma? Reading the names of the graduating seniors are senior class advisors, Ms. Erin Rooney and Mrs. Larissa Vessel.
School Board Trustees Kristen Belzer and Tobias Tim will be presenting diplomas. Tara Christina Mahan. Justin Michael Adair. Tally James Adams. Brian Lee Adkins Jr. Daniel Ryan Alchin. Lane Celeste Alexander. Nicholas Alexander Andreessen. Nicholas James Angel. Keith Carlton Barker. Brandon James Barrett. Amanda Claire Barros. Anderson Everett Beauchesne. Bronte Elizabeth Bellinger. Christopher William Miller Belzer. Zachary Thomas Beppler. Brian James B.A. Victoria Ann Bishop. Tosh Keller Blosser. Laura Marie Bone. Matthew Allen Sauer. Kristen Elizabeth Bogue. Jade Alexis Brayton. William Douglas Brundage. Sarah Elizabeth Buchholz. Jeremy Daniel Burton. Robert Joseph Burns. Justice Michael Cade. Chase Joseph Kane. Claire Alexandra Cantlin. Joshua Thomas Carter. Colby John Cassidy. Connor James Chadwell. Cody Andrew Chaussee. Zachary Nathan Chaussee. Lauren Grace Choi. Allison Ann Clarity. Carly Ann Colonies. Abigail Nicole Combs. Andrew Nathan Coney. Ellen Rachel Corder. Austin James Cottrell. Colin Trey Cummings. Lauren Therese Cummings. Maria Nicole Cummings. Michelle Raven Daniels. Ryan Keith Davis. Tyler James DeBrabander. Timothy Daniel DeCourt. Jill Marie Detweiler. Elise Margaret Donahue. Allison Taylor Drummond. Caitlin Marie Eddy. Natasha May Elliott. Ian Benjamin Ellison. Kelsey Amina Ellis. Justine Michelle Erskine. Christine Marie Everhart. Carolyn Marie Faulkner. Sarah Ray Fear. Rachel Lee Feitner. Kayleen Ann Nicole Fernandez. Chad Christopher Feebig II. Gwen Elizabeth Fitchett. Ashley Nicole Fongers. Adam Bannis Foran. Madeline Francis Fox. Jared John Frost. Allison Rose Fryer. J. Michael Gallagher. Tiffany Paula Garcia. Salvatore Ignatius Garfalo. Erin Marie Gorman. Caleb Kyler Green. Thomas Goot. Patrick Lynn Haggerty III. Aaron Matthew Hansen. Noelle Catherine Hansford. Emma Lynn Harden. Arthur Harris III. Tirza Marie Harder. Assistant Superintendent Jones and Trustee Tim will be presenting diplomas. Billy Richard Hastings III. Taylor Marino Henderson. Shane Matthew Heston. Adam James Hewitt. Wesley Marshall Holton. Lauren Nicole Hooper. Catherine Brianne Hughes. Carly Jo Ide. JC Marie Jackard. Yu Jung Jane Jung. April Keiko Kaneshiro. Aaron J. Kavanaugh. Griffin Thomas Kinder. Joshua Allen Kleinow. Corey Russell Cohn. William David Koskinen. Mitchell James Krebs. Alexis K. Kruger. Ryan Michael Lazinski. Matthew Ryan Lammers.
School Board Vice President Frank and Trustee Levy will be presenting diplomas. Michaela Jo Langen. John Darwin LaRosa. Erin Elizabeth Lawrence. Quentin Collins Lemansky. Deanna Natalia Levicki. Alexis Brianna Lone. Lucas Trey Lowndes. Griffin Daniel Marinas. Andrew Dutton Martin. Holden Idanu Martinson. Catherine Susanna Maxwell. Mazi Jonas Abina Mabono. Zachary J. Tyler McBrien. Kyle Gordon McCrae. Michael Anthony McGill II. Alex Joseph McGrath. Kenneth Robert Meadows. Tony Lee Mihai. Logan Richard Milliman. Alexis Marie Mitchell. School Board Treasurer Barberi and Trustee Tim will be presenting diplomas. Zachary John Comer Morlock. Nicholas Alexander Moed. Alexander Matthew Mershak. Justin Andrew Mershak. Michaela Lee Merton. Daniel Joseph Myers. Eric Juwan Nelson. Chelsea Lynn Nelson. Morgan Joanne Newport. Elliot Thomas Jacob Norris. Kaylee Jordan O'Brien. Francis Marinas O'Donnell. Rami Saeed Omar. Brianna Lee Otluski. Sean Timothy Panko. Ashley Elizabeth Paris. Aaron Walter Petrovic. Stevie Nicole Petrosky. Matthew Tomas Panetta. Bradley Stafford Piche. Assistant Superintendent Jones and School Board President Cody will be presenting diplomas. Jonathan Douglas Pizzo. Hank John Plegamars. Amber Lauren Pohill. Philip Michael Pressure. Ioannis Ali Kawi. Zachary Ryan Rapson. Emily Jordan Ray. Colette Marie Reed. David Jacob Reed. Victoria Michelle Rice. Sini Jordan Rich. Chelsea Lee Ritter. Novia Grace Rodea Lucas. Anna Marie Romsack. Carl Lawrence Roker. Chelsea Kathleen Root. Austin Lewis Drake Rosenbaum. Emily Ann Roth. Zoe Marie Rausch. Robert Lewis Rowe. School Board Treasurer Barberi and Trustee Fowler will be presenting diplomas. Emma Campbell Rulison. Danae Garish Salpikar. Shelby K. Savage. David Alfred Scheffler. Adam John Schoonmaker. Erin Elizabeth Scott. Jordan Douglas Scott. Benjamin Lawrence Seeley. Abhay Kumar Sharma. Samantha Carolyn Skidmore. Megan Marie Slammer. Joseph Anthony Smith. Megan Jesselyn Smith. Catherine Russek Steinfield. Avery Travis Casey Steerwalt. Melody Patricia Starkoza. Sarah Jane Stone. Christopher Philip Stoskopf. Jordan Elizabeth Strickler. School Board Trustee Tim and Secretary Belzer will be presenting diplomas. Asha Musaz Sultan. Kyoto Aramis Tanamura. Andrew Joseph Taylor. Lazena Shafu Thurman. Shakayla Lee Thurman. Isaiah Joseph Tim. Margaret Jean Turney. Jessica Sue Tyre. Morgan Lindsay Underwood. Alex Robert Van Camp. Alexa Marie Van Crevelen. Joseph Michael Varlisi. Juan Carlos Vera Mendoza. Eric David Bering. Monica Storbirsky Walker. Jacob Thomas Wama. Peyton Joseph Warner. Matthew Patrick Welsh. Samuel Paul Joseph Welsh. Tober Leolin West. School Board Treasurer Barberi and Vice President Frank will be presenting diplomas. Tiara Terrell Wesley Phillips. Edward Joseph Whaley. Desmond Allen White. Cameron Quinn Williams. Theodore Elijah Wilson. Salem Charles Wilthrow. Emily Lynn Wolf. Grant Andrew Wortley. Sydney Diane Yates. Daisy Alexandra Yonkis.
At this time, our class officers will be presenting our class gift on behalf of the class of 2012.
Hello, my name is Rachel Feitner. I'm Vice President of the class of 2012 and President of Student Council. We are presenting the senior gifts with my fellow Student Council members. We're presenting the gift to the Links program of the Haslett High School, which consists of 2 Apple iPads, 2 carrying cases, and assorted Apple gift cards. Thank you.
Members of the class of 2012, I welcome you as alumni of Haslett High School. Would you please rise and face our audience? To signify our graduation, please join me in moving your tassels from right to left. Family and friends, I now present to you the graduating class of 2012. Congratulations.